Let's do it, let's go. I got a very mean anonymous message on Tumblr the other day. It's my favorite kind of anonymous message. The mean kind on Tumblr. And normally it's one of those situations where I'm like, okay, bye, don't wanna like consider this because that's just mean and I don't really need that in my life. But this one actually like got me thinking about stuff. I don't know what the context of the message was, but it says the person who makes everything about himself. Right, I had no idea what they were talking about, but I was like, yeah, I kinda do make, not everything, but a lot of things, I make them about myself. Essentially, I do my thing on YouTube by talking about my experience with different subjects. That's what I do. So that person is completely right. Yes, I do make it about myself a lot. I'm a little bit selfish. Let's be real, I'm a little bit selfish. I am a selfish person at times. I'm a selfish person a lot of the times. When I was growing up as a little kid, essentially selfish to me felt bad, while selfless felt good, right? Obsession with binaries strikes again, humanity. But it's not really that simple, right? Nothing is. Nothing is ever that simple because selfish, in a lot of ways, is extremely important. A lot of our biggest heroes throughout history of humanity have been extremely selfless people. People who give pretty much everything they've got to whatever situation or whatever cause they're a part of, and that's incredibly noble. But here's the thing, none of those people could give anything if they didn't build themselves up first. It's the common cliche, you can't really help anyone else until you've helped yourself, because if you're not right, if you're not solid in whatever thing that you're doing, you're never going to be able to give to anyone else, and that's really important, and it was really important for me to realize. I have a tendency to feel extremely guilty when I make things about me, or I talk about my feelings. If they're negative feelings about a situation, I oftentimes feel extremely guilty about that, because one of the last things I ever want to be labeled as is selfish. I don't want that label at all. But on the other end of the spectrum there, when I'm giving myself a lot, when I'm helping everyone with their problems and I'm trying to fix everything that's outside of myself, I end up feeling extremely empty afterwards because I've given everything of myself until I have nothing left to give. And that's not a good feeling, really. I think the goal is to be a little bit selfish. Right? A little bit selfish. Because you don't want to walk through life being extremely self-absorbed, making every single situation, person, decision about you, because that's not really, that's a douchey thing to do. But it's also impossible to go through life always giving and never getting anything for yourself. It's impossible to do that because you're gonna get worn down until there's literally nothing left of you. Nothing. This balance thing is something that I really struggle with a lot, to be honest, right? So I find myself in situations where I'm giving too much and I'm making everything about everyone else except for me, and then when I finally do decide to demand respect for my feelings and to view my feelings as valid, I take it too far. And it's bad sometimes, but I think it's important to work through that. Looking for a happy medium, a little bit selfish. That's the goal. A little bit selfish. I often get questions about like relationships and feelings and situations and dealing with your own emotions, and one of the things I always say to people is your feelings are valid, because your feelings are valid, and it's really important to recognize that. Ironically, that's a piece of advice that I am real bad at following myself, and it leads to situations getting worse, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So here's me talking to myself. Hey Connor, right, your feelings are freaking valid, right? When you're sad about a thing, when you're angry about a thing, oftentimes it's a valid thing that you're angry or sad about that thing. But like, while you're remembering that your feelings are like a real legit valid thing that deserve to be respected, right? It's not all about you. It's not all about you. Stop getting freaking melodramatic, man. Just like chill. Just be a little bit selfish. Not like this many selfish, a little bit selfish. Right, Connor? Listen to me, okay? That's pretty much all I have to say on that subject. If you want to add more to the conversation, you can always hit up the comments. I'd be curious to hear what you guys have to think about this, because it's one that I think about often, especially recently. I've been thinking about it often. So yeah, I would love to hear what you guys have to think. But yeah, as always, I'm Connor Manning. You've just become a little more awesome, and I will see you guys on Friday. Hey, real quick, if you're having a rough time right now, I'm just gonna hug you, just bring it in. Get in here. Yeah, feel the No Shave November action. Feel that on you. Was that nice for you? Hope that hug helped. Yeah.